Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. It's all about mind and body by Temple, and our friend Taylor joining us again today here live on Zoom as well as on the podcast. It's exciting to have her here all the way from Edmonton, which I'm sure it must be cold and chilly. It's cold and chilly in New York right now. How are you doing?
Hey Jill, thanks for having me. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's minus 18 in Edmonton right now. Yeah, had a massive windstorm yesterday, so it was pretty brutal.
And how's the snow? How many inches of snow are on the ground?
No new snow yet.
Oh,
We have some new snow later this week though.
oh gosh, we had almost 2 feet. So I'm excited. You guys get more snow than us, but I was so excited the other day.
It
So
snowed for you guys?
yeah, I did. Out on Long Island, which is the part of New York, we got almost 2 feet. So New York City was
Wow.
spared about a foot, but yeah, it was nice. It was
Nice.
nice.
Well, I'm happy you enjoy it.
Yeah, because we don't get it too often. So Taylor Temple, introduce yourself to our listeners today, please.
Yeah, hi everybody. So my name's Taylor Temple. I'm a health and fitness expert. So what I do is I take the psychology into consideration while working out. So the hard part isn't working out. The hard part is making the decision to work out. So what I do is I work one-on-one with clients just to build those sustainable habits. So we're creating more lifelong goals and lifelong habits instead of just doing a quick fix.
Got it. And now with the new
Yeah.
year here, I mean, I think it's a good time. It's still the new year. It's only 1 month into the new year. So it's that perfect time to start making goals. And if we can all have a body like her, check out the website. Just to remind you, mindbodybytemple.com. She's gorgeous. She's fit. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those new listeners today before we get started, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. So my background, born and raised health and fitness kind of junkie. Grew up with sports, competitive sports. From there, have been in the gym for 10 plus years, got into personal training, and then from there promoted into managing gyms. So background there, when COVID first hit, I was managing the second largest location in Edmonton. We
Wow.
got to top in Western Canada right before the second shutdown. Had a high educated team of personal trainers working for me. Background competitive bodybuilding. As you can see, I've done all
Those of you
right.
I was going to ask. Congrats. Beautiful. Wow.
Thank you. And then from there, I launched my own business. I have a huge passion just for the mind and the body. I grew up with a very sick mom. So it was like a really good example of what not to do. And if I can learn, and when I learned those tools, I was able to help other people. So that just really drives me.
Beautiful. So, with your company now today, what we're talking about, what are some of the specific services that you could offer to our listeners? What type of coaching and, of course, training? Is it health, nutrition? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So what I do is I do mindset, nutrition, and then also fitness. So the
Mm-hmm.
services that I do offer is I offer online. I guess we are talking in New York right now. So online, customized personal training. So it could be over Zoom or it could be an online workout program. So how I always do it is I don't believe in templated workouts. I think every human anatomy moves differently. So we need to make sure that we assess and then we address. So based off what we see is what I need to program for, just to make sure that we are optimizing and maximizing on any results that a client may want. And then I also do an online wellness package. So that's included the mindset, the fitness, and then also the nutrition coaching as well, because I do believe it is all inclusive.
Okay, I have to ask, do you ever, okay, maybe it's a silly question, but do you ever eat like potato chips or candy bars, things that are bad for you sometimes? Are you allowed to? Like, do you want to or
You want to know what? That's a good question. Back when I was bodybuilding, I used to get those cravings. So I started bodybuilding in 2016 and then I stopped in 2020 and I used to get those cravings. Now I don't get those cravings, but I am a sucker for a good pastry. So like
okay, so
once
every now and then you
every,
will. All right.
oh yeah,
All right,
once
I
every
feel better
2 weeks
about
I will.
myself. Like, and if you go to the movies, people are eating snacks and popcorn. Do you bring a little like celery or treat? Like, what do you do in social situations? To me, it's hard if I was dieting, like I used to sometimes, to be around food and people, but you just have a better mindset, I think. How do you deal with that?
So I don't think it's about completely eliminating it. I think it's finding the healthiest alternative. So
Okay.
when I go to the movies, I do pack my own snacks. I won't lie to you on that one. I do. I am that person. But like, say I go out for dinner with friends and we go for drinks. So it's always finding the healthiest alternative
Yeah.
or the options that are there.
Got it. All right. So
Yeah,
that's good advice
you
to
want
all of
to
us as
live,
well. What?
right? You want to live your life. Like you don't want to deprive yourself. Food, traveling, having a few cocktails is all a part of life.
Got it. And by the
Yeah.
way, on the website, she's got some great before and after shots. Could you talk to us about some of the clients that you've worked on and share some of their experiences with us?
Yeah. So specifically, we'll talk about, which I'm not sure which ones I have on the website right now, but a
Well,
few
there's
of
a lot
them.
of people that are looking really good. That you see the before and the afters, and it's like, wow, and they're happy and they're thanking you.
Right. Well, thank you.
You're
They
welcome.
really put in a lot of effort there. So really starting out as a lot of them didn't have a fitness background.
Hmm.
So a lot of people, kind of where I am, a lot of people look at me and they find me intimidating because it is true.
Yes.
I am lean and I am dedicated to it. And like the person who's never stepped foot in a gym, that is very intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of my clients actually, I deal with people who haven't really been in the gym for a long period of time that are just starting out. And I think the biggest thing is starting out is all about that mindset, right? Because it is the hardest part is making that decision. So a lot of those clients with that transformation are literally starting from no experience at all. Like
Mhm.
maybe 10 years ago, they hit the gym, or as of recently, they're ready to make that shift for themselves.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so starting building those habits and then pretty much getting them on like an online workout routine is most of them. If they're close to me, I'll do the in-person and then I'll progress them onto the online customized training programs. But starting off with just getting the workouts in is usually the first month focus. Second month focus, we add in the nutrition and the mindset. And then we just keep building up from there until we pretty much get them to their desired results.
Can we talk a little bit about the workouts in particular? Um,
Yeah.
how does it work? How, because to start out, right? Is it like a 15-minute, 20-minute, half hour? Like, what do you commit to in the beginning when you get started?
Great question. So it's all circumstantial. So it
Hmm.
depends on the client that I'm dealing with. So I have a few clients that have little kids at home. So I can't program them a 60, 90-minute workout, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not practical for you. Like there's no way you get 90 minutes to yourself during the week. So it's what you have, right?
So true. Yeah.
So like for someone like you who has two little ones, it's like, hey, so what time do you have available? Probably half hour every other day or every few days, right?
Less
If
than
that.
that. This is an exception. I live alone. I have two boys. I'm like, and I do all the sports and all that stuff with them too. So I really don't have much time. Like, yeah, yeah. Days like this, thank God, like it's Zoom and the cool thing is not to wear a lot of makeup these days. I don't have time to put makeup on. But yeah, so minimal time. But some people, a little easier. So I can make a little time, I'm sure.
Right. So like 30 minutes max, probably without getting interrupted. Then that's going to determine what style of workout you get put into because you still want to see your results. You want the dopamine flow. You still want to see the results in your body as well. So you'd probably go on a high intensity interval training. So you
Okay.
only really need that 20, 30 minutes to get a good workout in, right?
Mm-hmm.
For someone who wants to focus on building muscle, it's going to be a completely different workout program. And they're probably going to be more towards a 60 to 75-minute workout.
But it's okay to start off this way, right? Because isn't it true? I remember the days I used to work out and doing like cardio for like, it would be 30 minutes. That's about it. Walking or jogging. That was it, right? But I started feeling good. And then I could do longer and I would make the time like, and it just, then the mind, what happens with these chemicals and hormones? Because all of a sudden it's like, I'm avoiding the snacks. I'm eating good. Like you start feeling good and you just feel like you're on fire. And it's like this mindset. Like what happens when you work out? Because it clearly affects you. And then you have you in your corner rooting you on like a cheerleader, which is, I mean, that's like a win-win. So what physically is happening in the body when you start to work out?
Yeah, well, when you start to work out, after 15 minutes, your body releases the dopamine, the happy chemicals, right?
Dopamine. Hmm.
So that's exactly why you feel boom. After your workout, before your workout, you don't want to work out. During your workout, you absolutely despise it. After your workout, you feel like $1,000,000 and you're like, yes. And that truly does carry over into everything that you do in the day. It's like a waterfall effect, right?
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
start doing cardio a few times, all of a sudden you're saying no to the chips. And it does truly affect because you feel good and you're noticing that change in yourself.
Got it. So, what type of commitment do you usually ask for your clients when they come to you? I mean, is it a a month? Is it 12 weeks? Is it like, what type of programs do you offer?
Yeah. So right now I offer a 6 month and then I offer a 9 month program.
Okay.
I'm all about building habits.
Hmm.
And in 1 month, you can be motivated, but it's not discipline, right? So those are two different things. Right. Exactly. Right.
I would lose it. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone has, even myself, have been a part of that vicious cycle when you're like, yes, I'm so excited. And you're super gung ho committed for like a month, doing amazing. And then month two happens, life happens, and you don't have that accountability piece. And then 6 months down the road, you're now starting from square one again,
Mhm.
right? Like we've all been there. So that's why I choose the 6 month and the 9 month commitment, because it actually takes 66 repetitions to create a habit. And you want to make
Thank you.
habits for yourself if you're investing in yourself.
All right. So then once you start doing the workouts, and again, now virtually, so I could be here in New York and you'll be on the Zoom with me. How does it work? Or are you taping them? Is it live? What's happening? So our clients,
Yeah.
potential clients could, understand the process.
Yeah. So with that, it all depends circumstantial again. So it depends on what that client needs. I have a very thorough intake process. So I understand the whole picture and kind of where they are and where they want to be. So if it's someone who's never been in the gym before, those first few workouts, I need to make sure they're executing properly so they don't hurt themselves. So they're over Zoom. Somebody who's a little bit more experienced, then they'll get access to the app that I have and the workout videos that tell you how to properly execute the workouts or just right in that app. And we'll go from there.
So cool. And what else is in this app? And what is the app? Can you share it? Is it on the website?
Yeah. So it's not on the website. It's exclusive just for clients.
Oh, okay.
It's
Got
Mind
it.
and
Got it.
Body by Temple. Yeah. So it's amazing. It's a lifesaver for me because it makes streamlined and simplified for all of the clients. So it's a two-way communication system where when I customize the workout programs, I upload it to the app.
Oh,
Lifestyle habits, nutrition, you name it, whatever we're focusing on, I upload right to the app. The client every day gets a checklist. And like the amazing thing about checklists is that when you check something off, you get that dopamine release. So I hate to say you get addicted to it, but you do. You start to crave that because
and
it's
Taylor's watching. If you don't check it off, talk about
right.
accountability. Yeah.
Someone's getting their inbox fired right up
Yeah.
because hey, you're not on top of it, that accountability piece. But yeah.
And so now you did mention after you start the workout process, nutrition comes into factor and you start teaching about that. Anything that you want to share in regards to that and some basic information and how much of this water? I know you told me, I think last week, I forgot already how much I should be drinking, but I'm trying.
Yeah. Have you been doing better though?
Yes, I'm like 100 and well, I was 118 pounds. Now at Christmas is coming, probably like 124. I don't even know. So I'm not like heavy overweight, but I got some flab on me and stuff. But this is filling me up more. So you're supposed to divide your weight. Let's say it's 120. So I divide that by two, right?
What math are you trying to do right now? Like to determine how much water you need to
Yeah, yeah,
consume?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot
Okay.
what you told me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't even overcomplicate it like that.
Okay,
Just try to get as close to 2.5 to 3 liters as possible in your day.
that's it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So
Yeah,
nutrition.
don't worry.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
would you share with us, and what do you work with your clients nutrition wise? What are some of the things that you learn and guide and go over with them?
Yeah. So I think like general population, one of the most important things with nutrition is that you hear coaches and you hear people who go into nutrition after like you're eating out 3, 4 times per week, and then you go to a restricted meal plan.
Mhm.
Um, that is going from 0 to 100. And life is about eating. Life is about enjoying yourself and being in the moment. So when you go on that meal plan, is that sustainable? Not at all, right? Someone's telling you what to eat, exactly measuring that out. You can't do that for 20 years. Well, maybe you can, but that's not going to be enjoyable. So, what I do with my clients is I coach them how to eat. So, when you sit down, it's like, what do you need to be looking for? So, if you go and you have a burger and you have some fries on the side, how can we make this the healthiest alternative so you can still hit your goals? So, I would say, hey, maybe take off the cheese. Let's lettuce wrap that burger, and then that way go for the fries on the side or have the
Mhm.
bun on the burger, take away the cheese and go for a salad. So it's always about creating sustainable.
Balance in a sense
Exactly,
too.
right?
Okay,
Yeah. Don't deprive yourself completely, but find that happy medium for yourself.
great. What else do you want to share with everyone today, Taylor?
Yeah, we got some time still. Um, I think a great one, actually, I was just talking to a client a few minutes ago, is also preventative maintenance on your body, right? So I think right now, people who aren't working out or they aren't moving their bodies, our human anatomy was designed and created to move, right? Like our limbs, our joints, everything is just designed for movement. So I think right now, if you don't have a very active life, you have more of a sedentary routine, one of my recommendations would be just moving your body. It does
Yeah.
not need to be overcomplicated and it does not need to be rocket science. Literally just movement. Like everyone's legally entitled to a lunch break. Go for a walk. Go and move your body and you'll feel so much better. They say sedentary life is a sitting disease because it is true. Your body works so much harder when you're sitting because what does that do to our organs when we're sitting?
Pushes them, squishes them, like
Yeah, exactly. Right. So when we're standing and we're moving, we're delivering more oxygen, more blood head to toe. So
mhm.
usually most people, when they do have a sedentary routine, suffer from like a 2, 3 p.m. exhaustion. Really, it's very, very common. So I think kind of preventative maintenance is at lunchtime, go move your body, just give that little bit of time to take care of yourself.
And can I ask you a personal question in regards to the body?
Yeah.
I used to be a dancer. I used to teach dance, jazz, hip hop, ballet, tap dancing. And that was 20 something years ago. And I used to be limber. I can't even stretch. It hurts. I can reach my toes, but I can't. Is it possible if I did start working with someone like yourself, can I get my flexibility back or is it too late? Like I feel like they're like they're so tight, like a rubber band, like I'm gonna break it if I even try to start stretching. Like, can you get flexibility back? I mean,
Without a doubt, you can, without a doubt. So usually when the muscle is tight like that, and say you do have a little bit more sedentary of a lifestyle compared to what you used to, it usually is a good indication that muscle's weak. So we need to strengthen it. So I think actually the more active you are, the more exercise you do, the increase your flexibility will be as well. And
got
also
it,
water.
got it.
Also water, right? The more water you drink, your muscles are what, 60%, 70% water.
Yeah, I
So
feel
when
like
you're
they're
not
dried up and old at this point though, and like hard. Like, is that true? Like they can expand
without a doubt.
again? Okay.
As soon as you start, it's just proper nutrition, hydration as well, right? Like you don't hydrate yourself, your muscles are like that's exactly how
Okay.
you described yourself, right? Like people who suffer from aches and pains and stiffness all the time. My first question is usually, how much water do you drink?
Yeah.
Right? Because when you hydrate, then you have that flexibility and then you have that movement. But if
Got it.
there's no hydration, it's like a rock.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Good, 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 good. Also on your page, you also now is it just specifically on the app or I know on the website you had some workout videos. Is that strictly for those that are clients or do you have a page on Vimeo or YouTube that does have some of your work on it?
So I have it specific, I have some on Instagram. So
Okay.
on the Instagram page, not as much that I need to have. So it's more of a work in progress right now.
Got it. It's more of
Yeah.
a workout. And by the way, how do we find you on social media? If someone's just tuning in now, please let us know.
Yeah. So my Instagram handle is mind.body by Temple.
Perfect. Awesome. And are you on any other social media platforms as well, or just Instagram?
So if you access my Instagram, I have a LinkedIn, I have a link tree
Yeah. Okay,
URL
cool.
in my bio that they can access.
Awesome. Awesome. So what else do you want to share about yourself, Miss Taylor? All the accolades, you managing gyms, you're busy, busy girl doing all this work. And you know, that, I mean, you clearly love what you do. I could see it in your face for those that are listening. You could hear it in her voice. What else, you know, why is it important, do you think, to give you a call? I mean, come on. Why should we call you? I think you're awesome. You're clearly
Well, thank
very
you.
qualified. Yeah, with all you do. But you know, come on, make that initial like push people, like let's get with it already. Do you
Yeah,
offer
honestly.
do you offer a free discovery call if someone's
So what
interested?
I would recommend is that to everybody that is listening, like you have one life, and how you feel right now, are you going to be content with that for the next 10 years, next
Yeah.
15 years? And is it going to get better or worse if you don't do anything about it right now?
Mm-hmm.
right? Chances are if you are feeling down, you're feeling lack of energy, you're exhausted, you're stiff, you're in pain right now, if you don't do anything about it, it's just going to get worse. And
Yeah.
who's counting on you to be their support system right now?
Yeah.
So it's not even only investing in yourself, it's investing in yourself for everyone around you as well. So I think it's so important to make yourself a priority. Reach out to me, mindandbodybytemple.com, 780-862-3946. Send me a text message, an email, and let's just talk. The first talk, I do a little bit of a client intake interview. It's about 30 minutes. It is on me, so there's no loss. It is a win-win situation for you. You might leave with some knowledge. Well, you will leave with some knowledge for sure, some advice, and hopefully a long-term picture for yourself.
Great. And what about those suffering with in cold areas like we live in, winter blues right now, right? Is this the time where people start getting motivated, or do they lack that motivation and wait till the spring? What do you find trend wise, and what do you recommend? When should we should start? We should have started last year, I'm sure, but what, what is your take on that?
Definitely in the colder seasons, the lack of sunlight as well. So like for myself,
Yeah.
when I go to work, it's dark. When I come home from work, it's usually dark. So like that does take a huge toll on mental health, right? So I think once again, everyone is legally entitled to their lunch break. And I hope at noon, wherever you are in the world, that it's light outside. Go soak in some sunlight, some fresh air, right? And then usually in the winter, because it is cold, people do lack that motivation without a doubt. So I think that's when just doing the stretching, the home workouts, having a coach to hold you accountable, I think right now is one of the biggest perks and definitely the most beneficial route.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you. We still have 6 minutes left. What else did you want to share? My goodness. You, bodybuilding, do you also coach, professionals as well, not just newcomers like us trying to lose weight and get fit? Do you coach like serious professionals that do this for a living as well?
Um, so I do have a few that are a little bit more progressed than
Advanced.
others.
Yes. Okay.
Advanced, yeah. Um, but how do I say this? Put it simply, it's not as fulfilling. Like, I mean,
No.
working with an athlete is amazing, but they're already performing amazing. I want to
Amazing.
make a difference in someone's life that, isn't at that level yet. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to impact their job. That's going to impact their family. That's going to impact like their whole life. That's what's fulfilling to me. And that's where my passion is.
Got it. Yeah. So I'm looking down at the website here. Men and women. There's this guy with the tattoo. What is he? Train with Kim Javier. Quick look from last year's prep that only took 5 months. He is thanking you. My goodness, like look so different. I mean, and just the confidence in their faces, and let alone their stance. I mean, amazing. So you're working with men, women, moms, dads. I mean, everyone has specific needs clearly, and I know you customize that. And any other, by the way, you also do the wedding. You help women. Like I told you, my friend was getting married. Transformations, right, as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So like you said, that is a big spectrum of people. Everybody kind of has their individual goals, but it is absolutely exciting. So of course, every program and every person that I talk to, let me be very clear here. If I feel like I can't help someone, I will refer you to a resource that
Mhm.
definitely will be able to help you. Because I want to make sure that all of my clients get the best results possible. Sometimes it's with me, sometimes it's not with me. Yeah.
Now, if someone is getting married and they may be a little busy with all the planning, all this, how long do your wedding transformation packages usually go? Is it 6 months? I mean, they may contact you last minute and be like, hey, I got 3 months. I mean, is that doable to do a little bit of work?
Definitely. So I always say 6 months. Working with a bride right now, and it is crunch time. Like we have 47 days to get her ready for her wedding. So you can imagine when you have that small time frame, what that workout
Yeah.
routine looks like, right? It's a little bit more intense, but if you want to hit your goals, you need to be committed to it. So it's definitely possible. It just depends on how bad they want it.
Got it. I love that. I love that because yeah, you all want to look good in those. And I've never been married. So now as older I get, I always laugh and I think, I always said, I want to look back one day with my kids on my wedding album and look young and fit. At this rate, I don't know if I'll ever be married. It's like, or if I do, I'm going to be old and fat. I mean, not that, just
Not
that's
at
how I feel. I don't, I mean, that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, I would have looked so much better 20 years ago on a wedding album than I do now. So it's like, I'm one of those people who would probably wait till like a big event like that has to happen to start working out again, or until my kids get out of the house. It depends. It depends.
Fair enough. Some people do need an event like that to kind of kickstart their motivation. So
Yeah.
instead of waiting for that, it's what else is exciting or that you want to do in your life that you can plan and work towards.
A vacation, saying I want to look on the beach. Yeah, that's a
Oh, there
good
you
one.
go. Rock a bikini. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Then I have to
Right
suck
there.
in and wear a one piece. Okay, that's cool.
Wear a bikini. There you go. Show as much skin as possible.
Oh my God, that's good. And one day, maybe even like a G-string. Like, I wish I had a butt that was like, but I saw, I don't even watch the Real Housewives of anything, like, that show. I think it's the
Yeah.
California one, I don't, but there's this one, I can't think of her name, but she's all over like social media, and Kim something. She's got really big lips. She married like a football player, and she was a chunky girl, and she's been working with someone, I don't know who or what, but she posted a picture like in a thong the other day, and like her butt was like perfect. And I'm like, and she's probably like in her 50s. And like, she used to be like a big girl. And I'm like, oh my God, she could do it. I guess I could have a butt like that one day. I mean,
Damn right you can.
like, let me ask you this. When you mentioned you start working out, like the client starts working out, then it's nutrition. Then what was the third part? Is it the weightlifting, or the weightlifting starts with the working out, in a sense, cardio in the beginning?
You betcha. So it's weightlifting and cardio mixed in
Got
is the
it.
first step. I get them committed to their workouts, like set up on a good routine. And then obviously as the weeks carry on, the months carry on, it gets a little bit more intense. We'll change their periodization there, increase the intensity on their workouts and the frequency, and then add all the other variables into the mix as well.
And do your clients listening today, potential clients, do they need to have a gym, or can they be doing stuff at their house? Because some people also don't feel comfortable going out to a gym in front of people.
Lots of people don't. That's actually more common than not, is people don't feel comfortable walking into a gym. So a lot of machines, a lot of people, that it can be
Overwhelming.
very,
Intimidating.
very intimidating. Yeah. So definitely home workouts. I would actually recommend that if you have not worked out in a long time or ever, you can start at home. I think that's a great place.
Yeah.
That way you have a yoga mat, you know what, go to the store down the road, grab some 5-pound, 10-pound
Get some
weights.
weights that you would suggest and walk
Exactly.
them through the proper basic things that they would need. Okay. Interesting.
Exactly. And I think that's a great starting point, and that would be good for someone for like the first 6 weeks.
Awesome. All right, Taylor, thank you for being here with us today. Would you mind reminding our listeners how they can reach out to you?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jill. So reaching out to me, contact me at www.mindbodybytemple or mind.bodybytemple@gmail.com. And then you can also reach out to me at 780-862-3946.
And social media again, what are you on Instagram?
Yes. So Instagram, it's mind.bodybytemple.
So cool. And I love this app facet. You mentioned that last time. I never really grasped it. Now I'm grasping it today. I've never spoken to anyone who actually has their own app. That is like the coolest way to do it. That is super
It's just-
exclusive. And so you have
Right.
workout videos on there as well, that even if like it's an off day, they can like choose a certain workout and like follow your lead and just watch it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Besides the customizable programs you're offering them. That is so cool. Cool. Thank you
Sounds
so
like
much.
we'll have to talk, Jill.
Absolutely. I think so. I'm scared, but I'll show you my gut one day. It's not horrible, but all right. Anyway, Taylor, thank you. I want my body like yours. Go to our website, mindbodybytemple.com. And if that's not going to inspire you, I don't know what is, because it inspires me. And I promise I'm going to get started soon. Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks,
much,
Jill.
and have a great day. And to all of our viewers and listeners, stay tuned. More of the show is on the way.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you can now listen live on the MyTuner Radio and online Radio Box apps for iOS, Android, and the Amazon App Store. Or check us out online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on onlineradiobox.com/US so you don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.